Good morning. We are in the generator shed this morning and we have it completely cleaned out because we have something really fun planned for this space. This building is in rough shape. It's about 30 years old, so we're going around right now and doing some minor repairs to it to make sure that it's sturdy. And the previous owner used a lot of nails to hang items on the walls, so we're going to go ahead and take all of those out so the goats don't hurt themselves.
Watch out, I may hit you. So we're putting this X brace back in. I think it's to keep the walls from spreading apart, but it had been ripped out of the post, so we're gonna redo it here, see if we can make it a little more sturdy.
All this stuff too. I don't want them meeting this.
Yeah. So from the weather and just these drying, these have all came a little bit loose, so we're going to put a couple extra nails in them to strengthen them up. Make sure they're not just going to pop off when the goats push against them. I might actually be set okay.
Well, I guess because it's so dry.
Or we could put those rubber mats on there.
Oh yeah, that would work. That would actually work pretty well, I think. Well, once we fix that roof.
Well, yeah, we're going to.
So I'm wondering, should I go get a 2x4 shim and put under that back corner there?
So it doesn't rock.
Yeah.
We got scraps right here.
Okay. Does that look a lot more level from there? Or do I need to move it?
No, it's pretty good.
Okay. This back corner might need a little piece.
Yeah.
And then
This might actually work for what we're trying to do. We just need one more scrap.
there we go. They're nice and sturdy now.
Got one little nail on it that needs to be like tapped down, but
That one on the side there?
right here, yeah.
Yeah. We had a couple of spare pallets and some salvaged plywood, so we decided to use it for beds for the goats, so that way we could get them up off the cold ground, and they had a big enough area where they can all sleep. Literal garbage. Oh, you used that, didn't you, for the axe head? She's like, maybe if I make more noise. A mower blade?
Maybe. Oh, it is an axe head.
Well, there's an axe head in the dirt.
Put some on the bed and then put some over here. We should have stopped and gotten that.
I think next time we go back out, we'll just get a big bale of straw. There we go. This sweet little doe is a Nigora. She's a Nigerian dwarf Angora mix, and she is our first goat. We're gonna go get her settled in, and because you can't just have one goat, you have to have a herd of them, we're gonna go pick up the rest of her herd. I know. She's really shy. Mm-hmm. Come here. Come on. The door spooked her. Come on. Come on. You can do it.
It's okay.
It's okay. I got you. Come on. Come on. I got you. See? It's not so bad, is it? Don't eat my hair. She's so cute. You ready to go see your new home? Are you ready to go see your new home? She's like completely comfortable in my arms. Isn't she? Mm-hmm. This is her first time being away from Mom, so she's going to be a little sad for a while. All right, you ready to go see home? Let's go. What is this place? Right for the food. What are you doing? What are you doing? I know, Mom's not in here. Oh, don't eat those. That's not food. So we just got back with picking up the rest of our herd, and I know this is a lot of goats. We initially intended to make 2 different trips, and it's 2 does, 2 kids, and a billy. And after we put the 2 does and the 2 kids in the crate, the billy was not happy. He came jumping over 2 fences to come running.
He wanted to go for the ride too.
And he came running towards the truck. So we just ended up putting him in there too. They all fit. It was a short ride, so it looks like everybody made it. They're a little scared. But we're going to go ahead and corral them up and get them in their pen.
Yep.
This is the buckling.
Oh, you like a worm. Oh, she's heavy.
She's a big girl.
All right, I got one.
I think so too, because he's going to want to be with them. What was that? Was that him?
Yeah. Why was his... I don't know. Come here, buddy. Ready to hit the door.
Yeah, dude, should I just leave this cage open?
Huh?
Should I leave this cage open?
I don't think the little one will jump out, but you might have to close it.
Okay.
She is not happy.
No, she is not.
Don't let her kick you.
I'm trying not to. I'm trying to figure out how to... I know, you're cute. Yeah. Alright, let's go into Mama. I know. Go into Mama. I know, I'm not supporting your butt because I had to jump down.
What was that?
That's the... Ugh. I'm definitely gonna have to make them a little hay feeder.
How about the nice hay?
Right?
We'll just eat this old tree bark from 30 years ago.
Anything left of this building when they're done with it.
They are loving that bark.
He's like, I want to play. I want your attention. You have food? Oh, nope, you don't have food. Only like the first like 2 feet of this is gonna have to be pushed back or moved.
Well, before we get into that, let's see if a post will even drive.
Okay.
Because if you can't drive a post, I'm gonna have to get on a ladder just to drive this.
The weather is absolutely gorgeous today, and it's still been getting in the 20s at night, but it's supposed to be in the 40s this week. And so we're going to try and see if we can get some stakes put in the ground for a string line to measure for our fence. And if that works, then we're going to try and put the posts in the ground today.
I think the frost is still pretty deep, at least a foot thick. I'm not exactly sure, but we're going to run a string line. I was able to drive this stake in the ground. We'll run a string line and we're going to try and put some of these T-posts in the ground and see how well they go in. Hopefully we can get them through the frost. If not, we're going to be waiting. Now, I guess we can run this a little bit farther than it needs to be and then just start trying to put posts.
It's really that offset, then it's going to get real narrow down there, isn't it?
Yeah, so 22 feet. So we'll make that 22 feet. Maybe we will.
What would you do if it's like 39 exact?
Okay, so 38 would be right here.
It's going down. Slowly.
It's getting close, but
You got 1.5 inches.
is it even moving?
No. We're taking advantage of this beautiful day to dry our clothes outside on the line. We haven't really had much of an opportunity to do that since the weather has gotten nice. It's about 35 degrees out right now, and we're both actually really hot. So I think it's gonna be about time to take off the sweatshirts. We're gonna get these clothes hung. I know that this line is a little close to where we're building the goat pen. This is just where we had it last summer, and we're gonna move it to a better location away from the goats, but for now we're just gonna use this nice day, get our clothes dry before the goats come outside. I can hear them chewing on the wall right here to come out to us.
We can only get this T-post about a foot down the ground, so we're going to try and pull it back out. We must have hit a rock, or the whole ground's frozen, only the top couple inches are thawed, so we're driving it straight through frost and it just won't go any farther. We're going to pick it up out of there and try and move it a little bit closer and try again.
spot on.
Yep, keep coming. Now, like, pick up the whole bottom and bring it. All right, now try and level it.
2 inches. Okay. What I got for you? You guys dumped all your bowls. Yeah. Okay. I know. Can I put it down? Can I put it?
We're just gonna eat it right out of this.
Can I put it down?
Maybe I should be on the outside. You're not going.
Struggling as much as I possibly can.
We're gonna clamp onto this fence with 2 boards. That way that we can winch it with the side-by-side and try and get it a little bit tensioned. We can't tension this too much because with the ground still frozen solid and full of frost, we can't auger in to put in a proper corner post to really tension this. So we're just gonna stretch it kind of taut and then affix it to the poles in the ground, to the T-posts, and see how that works.
I think when we go to pin it, it's going to be pretty taut.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot tighter than we'd ever get it by hand. You know?
Pull that bottom out down here.
Down
See how
here.
it's like bent in? You gotta bend it out straight.
Well, I mean, yeah, 20 degrees.
Let me know when it starts.
It's already pulling it.
It already is?
Yeah.
How bad?
Only a little bit right now. All right, now it's pulling it pretty good.
Out. Looks good from 50 feet away.
The fencing is finally up for the goats. You might be wondering why we did the fencing on the inside of the T-post instead of the outside like it's supposed to be. And that is because goats are really rough on fences and they love to push against them and jump on them. So to add a little bit extra resistance, we decided to put the fencing on the inside so that way if they push up against it, the pole can provide some resistance onto the fence. That'll also keep them from breaking the clips as easily as well when they're jumping on it. We were actually really surprised that we could get the T-posts into the ground. We did buy the proper posts for corner bracing, but unfortunately when we were putting the initial post into the ground to see where the frost was, it appeared to have frost at a minimum of 2 feet down into the ground, and we just knew that we could not put the wooden corner posts into the ground. So we went with T-posts all the way around. We know that that's not proper, but this is a temporary pen for them. We really need to get them outside time, and so we just use the T-posts, put it up for now. In the spring when the ground thaws, we'll put the proper corner posts in with appropriate bracing.
We're running out of daylight. It's getting dark really quick, but we're going to sneak in here in the goat pen and cut them a little goat hole out so that they can at least go in and out, and they'll have a little bit more room to spread out in there. We will have to come back out here probably tomorrow, and we're going to frame up an actual doorway that we can open and close. That way it has a door on it. But let's get in there now, and we'll see if we can get a hole opened up for them. They're trying to escape.
I just want to go outside. I gotta close that and latch the door. We really need to get them a hay thing built too.
Oh yeah, we can do that one.
What are you doing, big guy? What are you doing?
He's like, what are you doing?
goes. She's gonna try it. They're all funneling out.
She must be the alpha goat. Are you happy?
What do you think?
Are you happy?
I know, it's almost dark though. Oh, I think she's looking for mom. He's gonna knock that off before we're
I don't like this. Oh, stop.
She is not happy.
Oh, stop. Oh, stop. Here, let me hold you like a baby. Let me hold you like a baby.
She is not happy.
She's like, give me back to my mama. She's cute.
Did you finally calm down? No. Way too in love with them.
Now they're gonna go out there now.
Last night we cut the door for the goats, and you may have noticed it's a little bigger than when we initially cut it, and that's because the goats were playing with the boards on the side, so we just decided to take them off. We do have plans to frame them in a nice closing door, so that way in case it gets really cold in the winter, we can go ahead and close that for them, but that will be for a future video. We also have a ton of other projects planned for the goats. We do want to give them more of a grazing foraging area than what they have here in this run. Today is April 16th. It looks super deceiving out here because breakup is upon us and their run is full of mud, but we still have a couple of feet of snow everywhere else on the property. Their big grazing area will have to wait until summer until we can get to those areas. We have been wanting goats for a while, and we got these guys primarily for milking, but if we do get bucklings, we do plan to use those for meat. The majority of the breed, other than the one Nigora, is Nigerian dwarfs, so they are a great dual-purpose goat. We do also plan on building them a nice hay feeder. Their other mineral feeders come in today, so they'll have a nice mineral buffet for them as well. But we do have a bunch of other things planned that we will show you in a future video. Two of the goats that we got did already have names, so we did end up keeping their names with a little bit of a variation as well as naming all the other goats, so I'll go ahead and introduce all of them to you. First is our Nigora, and her name was Moose when we picked her up, but I didn't think that was a very feminine name, so we are calling her Maisie Moose. Next we have our biggest doe, who's about 3 years old, and she came with the name Rosie, so we decided to name her Big Rosie Lee. That was my idea from the 3 nanny goats gruff with Big Bertha Lee. The next doe is about 6 years old, and her name is Bethel. And then the doeling we named Hurdy-Gurdy, which if you're not familiar with what Hurdy-Gurdy is, it is an instrument, and it just fit her perfectly because she likes to squeal when you pick her up. The little buckling will be made a wether this week, and we did not name him because he will likely be going into the freezer because there's really no necessity for 2 male goats. And the last goat is our buck, and his name is Paul Blart, and that's because he is quite the character. He is a huge pushover. He thinks that he is big and bad and the protector of the herd, but he is the most lovable goat that we've ever met. So that is all of our goats. We are really glad that we got them, and we feel that they are going to be a great addition here at our home. Thank you for watching, and we will see you on the next video. Don't use your head. Or eat my hair. There we go. That's a good boy. That's a good boy. What are you doing, big guy?